How do you think your work represents who you are?
Complicated.
Hi, I'm Perrie Layton, and I'm interviewing Jana Roberts Benzon at the Philadelphia Area Polymer Clay Guild in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And Janet was kind enough to come and do a workshop for us yesterday and meet with the rest of the guild today. And Jen, I have a few questions for you.
You heard my my tale of finding polymer clay, and I always kind of, well, I joke, but it's not a joke. It's almost like a religious experience. I really was doing a lot of searching and soul searching at that point in my life, and throwing out pleas to the universe to help me find this thing, and it did kind of plopped in my lap, and I found polymer at Michael's Crafts, and it was just immediately when I saw it and saw pictures of Millefiori, this is the thing. Bought my little Amico pasta machine and set up at my kitchen table, and never looked back. I was just enthralled with Clue's work, and I, copied her to death. I didn't sell any of it, but I really copied it because I loved the look, but I knew that I ultimately needed to be doing something that was from me, and I wanted to do something that was from me. So kind of doing Clue's work, because I loved it so much and admired her work so much, and Sarah Shriver, because I love patterning, that helped me to learn the clay and to learn the feel, and I tried every technique there was, and it just, once I was very comfortable with it, it just seems like organically my own stuff started coming out of my fingers until it just morphed into being me. It didn't take very long. I mean, within about 6 months of doing clay, my own stuff started coming out.
So how long have you been working in this?
About 6.5, 7 years.
How many hours a day do you?
I do clay a lot. I work probably, there are weeks in which I'm doing polymer 70 hours a week. And I build in time to experiment. Even when I'm at my busiest, even it means I don't get to sleep, I will play. I really have to play.
You have a unique color palette. Did it take you a while to find that?
Not really. In fact, well, about how I needed to balance the colors more. That just because I love a certain color doesn't mean that I can go overboard with it, and I learned to balance it. But it is a different color scheme that I like to use, and I really am big into making sure that I use warm and cool tones together, because to me that's the most appealing.
How do you think your work represents who you are?
Complicated. Multidimensional,
right,
and complex, and that's kind of who I am. And the dimension is really important to me in my work. I can't do anything flat. As much as I try, it has no appeal to me. I need to add dimension, and that's who I am as a person too. Like depth and complexity in people and in my work.
Okay. Which tool do you find the most valuable to your work?
No question. My rubber-tipped tool.
Your rubber-tipped tool.
Size 0. The clay shaper, the tapered clay shaper, size 0. Love that little thing. I joke that if it's not sitting right here at my right side on my work surface as I work, I start to hyperventilate. And love it. And actually keyed with Sculpey a little bit, but really I was only using that for about 6 weeks when Donna Cato's Clay Carnival was upcoming, and as I was saying a minute ago to somebody else, it was in Las Vegas, and 6-hour drive away from me in Salt Lake City. That's like my neighborhood, so I jumped in the car and went to that, and I just wanted to be around other people who did this. I had already, even in that first 6 weeks, had learned caning and was doing many other techniques. I found my thing. It was like, and because Donna was hosting the event, and she had her Cato there, and she, I learned about Cato, and that was from then on. It's just 99% of what I do. I received a phone call, and then she said, "Hello, my name is so-and-so, and I am with Gradone and Keefe. We're a 5-generation family-owned traditional jewelry, fine jewelry store, gold, diamonds. We have our storefront in New Jersey, And she said, and we would like to carry your work. And I started laughing,
Yeah.
because I thought someone was playing a joke on me. She said, no, 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 we're serious. And so that began a really good relationship with this shop, and I sell my work there. It does very well, and my polymer is next to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 gold and diamond work.
Right.
And I just think, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And what it speaks to, which is one of the things I talk about a lot, what the medium is, polymer, plastic, that doesn't matter. It's the artistry.
Right.
And people recognize that, so it's pretty exciting. What I wanted to do, I love to teach. It just brings me so much joy. In the beginning, I taught here in Philly in 2007, and I believe it was my second workshop that I had taught on kind of a national basis, and I was pretty nervous, and I did fine. But it feels really good to now be this far down the road and be really relaxed. When you know your subject matter, it makes it so much easier. And I knew my subject matter, but I was still very nervous.
Do you find that you learn from your students?
I'm constantly in awe of what they do, and I'm always thinking the students are the best part of what I do. Yeah. Honestly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
For doing
It's
this
been really
interview,
fun.
And,
Thanks a lot.